So, in this video, I'm going to show you about replacing the rocker sleeves without taking the head off. What it will mostly entail is pulling push rods, pulling rocker arms, pulling push rods, breaking the old push rod sleeves, and then putting in new push rod sleeves that are spring loaded. So I'm guessing during that process I'll also show you about adjusting the valves. There's lots of videos on this. I'm just adding one more source out there. Oh well, so let's get to it. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of removing valve cover, rockers, and pulling push rods. It's actually pretty straightforward. I'm probably going to go grab a screwdriver, but you undo that thing, the clamp, if I've been prepared. So undo that. Dude, I'm recording. Okay, undo that. Hey look, it's off. Remove the rockers. 13mm socket, 2 bolts, nothing too special. So, saw this on another video, just didn't really care for how they showed it. Okay, so I've got these mangled push rod tubes here. So, instead of pulling the head off, I'm just going to bend these out. Like so. And it's gone. They're pretty flimsy. Okay, let's bend it more. Done. Done. One more gone. And it's pretty easy after that. So yeah, I'll go do the other ones with the crappy lighting, and then we'll come back to me installing the new ones, which is that kit right there. You know, just little spring-loaded tubes. Hooray. Well, here's to hoping I get enough lighting for this. Gonna show you installing one of these, and then I'll go through and do the rest. So it's got one little baggie of all the washer or the seals that go on it. That appears to be attached to the bag, so I'm not going to bother pulling that out. What we do have is, if I can, I suck at unboxing, but go figure. So that packaging has each side split up. So one set of packages is for the driver's side, one for the passenger, whatever. And what it does, you've got this tube here that I think I understand. Yeah, nothing special there. Pardon me while I figure out what the hell I'm doing here. Oh, okay. So one I have has a little bit of plastic on it that's stopping movement, I think. Eventually it pulls apart. So you have the one end that has a washer, you have your spring, and you have the sleeve. What it looks like you do is you put that through the sleeve, you know, then you put this in here, and then when you put it into the rocker area, you just hold it, align it, let go, and it'll press out. So let's see how this goes. Okay, get 2 on. So I'm going to try and aim the springs towards the outside of the engine. I'm assuming it doesn't matter too much. I don't have steady hands, so this might be a huge pain in my ass. Oh, there we go. Actually, wasn't too bad. Okay, next one up. There we go. Yeah, I really like these. So, let's go. So, turns out I made a mistake and I'm going to have to redo the other side. Here's the actual instructions. I don't know if that can be seen, I'll find out later, but I didn't put all the oil seals on that I should have. At least it only took like 10 minutes or something. So, anyway, let's do this the right way. This side's done. I'm gonna go get the other side done. You don't need to be here for that. So yeah. So, in this little part, I'm gonna show you reassembling the rocker arm. Or putting the rocker arm back on. I'm not quite sure why, but this engine, previous owners used these as shims for the base here. And since I've been bending these rocker arms, or one of them, I'm going to keep it on, assuming that there's a problem worse than that. Is that bending already? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, son of a... Maybe I'm not adjusting valves in this one. Hold up, I'll be back. Current status. This head is probably not worth trying to do jack squat with. It is... That valve is... I hammered on it a little last night. And let's see if I can get a little closer with some lighting. Oh, maybe not. But either way, you can kind of tell from here, I hammered the valve down, and it stayed down. So I'm pretty sure that means it is toast. Anyway, probably from the sawdust. Don't ask how the intake had sawdust in it, but it did. I'm guessing that pissed it off. So what I have in place is that head. Now, looks a little prettier used, but it should work. We'll find out. So next thing you're going to see is me taking the other head off and finding out the least amount I have to remove to make it work. So yeah, here we go. So it appears like I ran out of battery somewhere during that process, so meh, it'll be fine. Here's the cylinders. Pretty sure at some point the people who are getting this car will want to probably build just a new engine, because I'm not sure, but if you look a little bit you can kind of see where it's rusted a little bit at some point. I've had the engine running, so I know it will run. Maybe not top horsepower, but should be fine. Because I imagine after a couple years, they'll probably want to start doing things to it, or they'll be done with the car. So here's the head differences. Well, really no idea what the head differences are. But this has got a stamp of 56. Let me reposition this one. This one has a stamp of 68. I mean, 3752, whatever, 2BR. No stamp there. This one, I found out, like, this is all fine. The guy I bought it from said there is a fin broken. This one has a broken fin right here. Let me not block it. You can tell. Gone. So, let's do a quick inspection. You don't care too much about this head, so let's not be so gentle with it. Oh, where's the flashlight when I need it? Blah. Disregard the wobble. So, here's lots of soot. Not sure if you can tell, but there's little particles in there. And I'm thinking, when I started this engine before, this is the valve that was bending push rods. After I took the engine out and investigated stuff, took the intake off, I found sawdust in the intake. Like, well, in the head. Well, anyway, where the dual port intake connects up. That seemed rather odd to me. So I vacuumed all that out. I had already had the car running, and I didn't even put two and two together that that could tie heavily into why it was bending push rods. So you can, from where I forced it open, you can kind of see shit came out of it. So yeah, I think it was sawdust, and it just dried out that valve, which obviously is going to stop the rocker arm from being able to do anything. So here's the new head. Well, okay, used head that was cleaned by the guy I got it from. He has a shop, so he actually had a nice little cleaner. Obviously it's not going to do amazing for just a quick chemical bath. I mean, overall, doesn't look like it torched any valves or anything like that. Design-wise, I mean, it looks pretty similar. Looks like everything
should be about right. I don't know what year this was from or any of the details, and he had a shelf full of heads. You can tell a little bit of difference. That stamping, or this right here. This head does not have it. I am not sure if that has anything to do with anything. You can see a little bit of an indent around there where I imagine something will settle in. But again, I can't imagine that having too much impact. Okay, so we're back to where we started, just about. I have the exhaust manifold loosely put on. I have the valves adjusted, I believe, accurately. Everything's hooked up. It's at the same ignition timing that I got it running at before, which is just a line that the previous owners marked. So let's get it hooked up and see what we can do, or see what we hear, or hope we don't hear. So, with all my failed attempts at starting this thing, I ended up tinkering with something and found that the distributor appeared to be way out of time. Like backwards, 180, 190, 170, I don't know. So I removed that and it fired up pretty freaking easily. So I'm just gonna show it real quick, and also make sure it'll start again, and then that should be the end of this. So let's go positive. Let's go negative. Let's go coil. And moment of truth. Needs work again. Hell yes. This video is finally fucking done. So what I'm going to do off camera is just, I need to replace the oil screen. That's not a big deal and it's been seen everywhere. I'm also going to paint the headers because it's got some scratches on it, and the guy I bought it from, the local VW shop, recommended it. So I'm going to take those off, paint them, and then probably just do some tuning of the carb. I may have to pull the engine again, which again I won't record because we've already seen me do that. Because I think I have a leak at my rear main seal that I replaced in one of the other videos, or this one. So yeah, that's awesome. I probably didn't install it right. I looked up some things later. I don't know if I have the right shim, or it looks like a lot of people recommend tapping it all the way in versus flush with the case. Anyway, so motor runs. It took only a new fuel pump, our carb rebuild, so it's not flooding things now, reorienting the distributor, and yeah. Oh, and a new head, because the other head was toast. One valve was not going to ever open again. So anyway, if you found it even remotely entertaining, hey, great. If you can think of anything that might make your viewing experience a little better, then let me know in the comments below, as so many people do, pointing downward. Yeah, anyway, have a good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.